and welcome to Finextra. I'm Hannah Wallace, and with me today is Phil Allen, Vice President of EMEA for Ping Identity, and we're going to be talking about digital identity. Hello Phil, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, pleasure.
Now I understand you've recently had a report out with Finextra that focuses on the importance of digital identity within the financial service sector. So to set the scene then, could you tell me what was the aim of the report and the key themes?
So the primary aim of the report was to highlight the role that a strategic identity and access management program can play in the financial services sector compared to the more traditional way of looking at identity management, which has been quite tactical, often siloed approaches where someone may be looking at a consumer identity requirement, a B2B identity requirement and a workforce identity requirement, and trying to explain to organisations that if they look at the big picture around a digital identity, the benefits that that will bring to their business, then they're going to be able to move forward and take on all of the challenger banks and really prove to their consumers that they're responsible and looking after the overall identity of their customers.
And for those banks charging forward in various digital identity projects, what challenges do you think they might come across and how might they be overcome?
So the primary challenges that they face is, up until now, organisations have looked at doing identity management projects in silos, and there's been a specific project requirement, the budgets have been allocated to that project, and there may be different timelines. So as an example, part of the organisation's been looking at PSD2, whilst another part of the organisation's been looking at GDPR requirements. Whilst the specific requirements are different, the underlying concept of providing digital identity programs that meets both of those requirements is the same. And if an organisation was able to put the consumer or the customer first and have an overarching digital identity platform, they'd be able to fit in all of these different projects as they come on board and be able to feed those up into the overall digital identity program that they have in place.
All right, and what would be the one thing a large player in the financial service sector needs to overcome to federate identity across the industry?
So what it's not is the technology. The technology has existed for a number of years that would allow this to take place. And actually, if you look at the likes of open banking and the standards that they've put in place, that allows for this federation. And Ping has been at the forefront of working with open banking to achieve that. Really what it comes down to is the appetite to want to do it, and someone from the very senior level making the decision that digital identity is a currency that can be used, and the information that's going to come from that is going to be valuable to all parts of the business. If you look at the challenger banks, they're putting that consumer identity first. They think about the customer experience as the primary aspect. The larger organisations have to put their legacy environments at the forefront of their decision making. If they're able to reverse that, put that consumer digital identity at the forefront of everything that they're doing, they're going to realise that they're achieving more and more data that becomes a really valuable commodity as they move forward.
Yes, it's certainly an interesting space, but how do you think it's likely to evolve in the next 3 to 5 years, would you say?
So I think we see that machine learning or artificial intelligence are going to be primary aspects of this, and we're working with a large number of organisations on that intelligence piece. The amount of data that's able to be collected by having a good program in place is vast. Being able to then remove human elements of fraud detection and having machine learning be able to pick that up is going to be critical. Some of the largest organisations have many thousands of employees working on fraud detection at the moment. All of that could be able to be picked up through behavioural analytics and really understanding what is normal for a particular customer, and then only creating those digital alerts when something abnormal seems to occur. That's then going to allow customers to have much more confidence in how these large organisations are using their information, and it's going to allow those large financial institutions to provide a really bespoke service to each of their individual customers.
Great, well Phil, this has been really interesting. Thank you for your insights.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.